it's Courtney here from RNA Reset, and I'm so excited because today we're going to be talking about intermittent fasting with our friend James. James, thank you so much for being here today. You have this transformational story, and I'm so excited for everybody to hear it.
Thank you, Courtney. I feel good to be here. I appreciate it.
Yes. Okay. So we're just going to jump right in. Intermittent fasting. So I have a very basic knowledge on this topic. I know it's when you eat for a specific amount of time throughout the day, but I was wondering if you could maybe just give us a brief description of what it really is.
Sure. So intermittent fasting really is extending the fast in between meal breaks. So most people eat from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which gives them a 12-hour window to consume nutrients and, get all their calories in for the day. Well, the problem a lot of people face with that is that then they're going to sleep on all those nutrients and those
Mhm.
calories, and their body is processing it as fat. And so that was actually my issue. I was eating way too late at night and then going to bed on all these calories. So with intermittent fasting, I wanted to shorten the window in which I was consuming food and lengthen the amount of time I was giving my body to process those and then process what I've already stored as fat. So that was the whole concept around intermittent fasting that I used for weight loss.
Wow. Okay. So there's a lot that goes into it. How
Mhm.
long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for about 5 years now. I started in August of 2016.
Wow. Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, how much weight did you lose throughout this process?
I lost a maximum of 100 pounds and then currently 80 pounds down still. So I started at 280 and I got down to 180, but currently I sit at 200.
Okay. Well, still, that's a huge change. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a huge change going from, the horrible lifestyle I was living before and not really caring about health at all, and then making all these changes and sticking to this lifestyle for 5 years now. It's been an incredible change for sure.
Yeah. Now, I mean, with anything, there's got to be obstacles that you face.
Mhm.
It's not easy. Can you tell us maybe just some of those hurdles that you've had to overcome throughout this process?
Most definitely. So at the beginning, I had two major issues: blood pressure issue or a blood sugar issue, and some nerve pain that I was having that I called diabetic nerve pain that was never diagnosed. So even in the middle of the day, I was like holding up my hand to see if it would tremor, and if it would tremor, I knew my blood sugar was getting low and that I had to eat something. And that was my
Mhm.
biggest challenge, was being able to lengthen that window in between meals.
Yeah, that cannot be easy. But luckily, you have had Dr. Dean's Completement Formulas as a part of your
Yes.
journey for a very long time. So why don't you tell us about how you incorporated them?
Sure. So I wanted to start out slowly. So I added one product at a time. So I started with Realign, and then I added Remag and Remite to it. But the real game changer was the restructure. So the restructure I would use in the morning as my first meal, and would add the all the products to it. So the Remag and the Remite at the time, and that would really hold me beyond lunch if I really wanted to. I wasn't getting hungry at, around lunchtime, but I knew it was my scheduled time to eat, so I would eat then. But that restructure shake was probably the biggest change.
I've had it and it is like very filling and it's just
Hmm.
packed with nutrients and that protein. Like it probably makes such a big difference that, obviously in your lifestyle, it has really made a difference and very helpful.
Oh, for sure. Starting out, especially with the vanilla, and now we even have chocolate, so the range is just bigger. But being able to add the a banana, some fruits, and then some lettuce to a shake in the morning, and then just have that restructure powder to mix in there. It is such a simple and such an easy process, and it was really, really perfect for incorporating into the lifestyle I was choosing to live.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so now you're 5 years in. If you
Mhm.
were to go back throughout this entire process, is there anything you would have done maybe differently through it all?
Yes, looking back now, I did the nutrition last and then the fasting first, and I really should have flipped that around. So, because of how cautious I was, I wanted to make as few changes as possible until I was comfortable with the intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
So I didn't add the products until later in the game. Probably, I think after the first month is really when I was set up with the fasting and then decided to go into the nutrients part of things. So if I was to do this again, I would start with the nutrients and then build in the fasting regimen.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of these formulas and things, they work at that cellular level. So you're starting from the inside out, right? You got to heal
Hmm.
the inside and let it work its way through. So that definitely makes sense to start on that nutrient side first.
Oh, most definitely. And I think that luckily it didn't have a negative impact on me, but that was the biggest flag for me that I should have flipped around first was starting with the nutrients and getting that nutrition built up, then work into the fasting. But
Yes.
um, luckily it worked out either way, which just is how wonderfully acclimating the products are to the body. I mean, they just work
Yeah.
in sync. So it
Yeah.
was
It's so great. I love hearing your story. I love hearing how like these things have actually like helped somebody. It's one thing to read it, but then when you talk to people and you hear how like the difference it's made in their lives, it kind of gives you goosebumps.
Oh, for sure. Writing the piece that I did, it really set home for me. It really made an impact on me as well while I was writing it. So it was good. I had a story to tell, and I'm glad I got to tell it.
Yes. Now that story he's talking about is actually going to be in a new book that Dr. Dean is currently writing. And this book is it's completely focused around men's health, which is brand new. It's going to have tons of new information. It's honestly, we're all like so excited to get into it. We'll have more information about this book as it gets closer to being released, but that's a great place for you to read more about James's story, as well as many of our other contributors who will be telling their stories in their health journeys as well. So thank you, James, for sharing. It's a vulnerable moment to share your story and everything you've gone through, but to somebody out there, it's going to mean something really special.
Well, thank you very much, Courtney. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about my experience, and I do hope that it does help someone else.
Yeah,
It's a fantastic journey to start.
I love it. Well, thank you again. Now, if anyone out there has any questions, you are always welcome to head to our website, rnareset.com. You're welcome to message us on social media. You're welcome to reach out to our support team. There's so many great outlets for you to get answers, to talk to somebody, so that you can too have success in your health journey. So thank you all for tuning in. We're so excited for you and your health journey and your next steps. So we'll talk to you all hopefully soon when you reach out.